Destino magically feels like both a classic Disney animation and something a bit more contemporary, and that's not a coincidence. This was released in 2003, but Disney actually originally began production on this in 1945. Disney was not financially in the best place at that point, and it just never came into fruition. But apparently, at the end of the 90s, Roy E. Disney came across it and decided to bring the project back to life. And I have to say, I'm really, really glad that he did. This tells the story of Kronos and this woman who are desperately trying to meet each other, but obviously Kronos is time, and time is, in theory, immortal, and of course the woman is mortal, and time and mortality don't necessarily exist on the same timelines either. And it's this beautiful, there's no dialogue, but there's this beautiful music as we see the woman looking for Kronos and the Kronos doing the same, and the Kronos doing the same, and it's just absolutely stunning. Now, I will say it's not my personal favourite type of animation style, but that's nothing on the animation itself. The quality is stunning. Just because it's not to my personal taste, I can still, really appreciate how beautiful it actually is, and the color palette is so delicate. There are a lot of creams and whites and sandy colors, and it's just so beautiful and pleasing to look at. And then the music, as I said, is absolutely stunning. What's also really interesting about this is that it was actually originally a collaboration between Disney and Salvador Dalí, and you can obviously definitely see that style element in there. And it's just so stunning, and the music really helps to carry the emotions of the narrative. And as we're watching the animation unfold, will they meet? Will they be destined to be together? Is it their destiny? And it's stunning. It's really beautifully told. My favorite bit, and I don't know why, because it's not really an important plot point as such, but it's when an ant turns into a bicycle. And that's probably not the way it sounds, but it's just this really subtle bit of gorgeous animation. As I said, it may not be my personal taste, but I can really see and appreciate the beauty in it. And it's just so fluid, and the movements are so graceful, and everything just makes sense. Everything fits together. And of course, we have a really beautiful story in there as well. It's absolutely gorgeous. If you're a fan of Disney, it's definitely worth watching. But I also recommend you have a read. I just read on Wikipedia. I'm assuming it's all factually correct. Let's hope so. But yeah, definitely have a look at the history of the piece and kind of the journey it's gone through as well, either before or after watching it. I read it beforehand, so I knew what I was expecting going into it, but it would have been interesting to do it in reverse as well. It's directed by Dominique Monfery, and the music is performed by Dora Luz. Really stunning. Really glad that Roy Disney decided to bring it to life in the way that I hope Walt Disney had intended, because the finished piece really is beautiful.